What a beautiful, beautiful day to be alive. I feel like it's been so long. I missed you guys. I'm really sorry. I can explain though. Right after this trade. For those of you who don't know, I'm a full-time college student, I'm a college athlete, and I have my own business, Covert Garage. So the 24 hours in a day often isn't enough. We were preparing for like midterms because we're on spring break now. So something had to give. Unfortunately, I had to spend more time on school than working on cars and YouTube, but it's spring break, so we have some uninterrupted time on our hands. I started last week on working on the hood of the Mustang. We're getting this thing ready and done. I'll go back and play some of those clips. We're about to finish wet sanding the hood. It's gonna look really awesome. So last time, on the first time of Save the Stang, we redid the trunk, and I gotta say, it looks pretty awesome. It's far from done. We're gonna go over everything one more time when the whole car is done. This time, we gotta work on the hood. We're gonna make everything look shiny like that, which means we have to take off this trim piece right here and this trim piece right here, which there's a few steps that go with that. Now, to get these trim pieces off, we have to remove all the weather stripping in here, take out the weather stripping channel, then we can unscrew these. It's a long process, but this will make our job on the roof so much better. I gotta say, it does look pretty funky without it. So this is the roof rail molding, and then the sail panel. Interesting observation, this is the sail panel that was on it, which came off of a red car or a comp orange car, can't really tell, and it was just painted black. So we're gonna repaint this one just because it's not quite perfect. Now, we wanted to take this off because when we're sanding down, you can see the distinct line from the original factory paint that's under it. That's really nice. And then the spray painted roof on top. We wanted to be able to get all the way over and correct the whole roof and not have a weird line showing. So taking that off was the best move. Now, the other side, then we have to clean everything up. After we do that, we can start with the wet sanding process. The same as the trunk. The roof, I don't think is going to be as tedious. It's not as bad. Once the roof's done, the car, it's really going to transform the whole car because the roof is, let's face it, it's an eyesore. All right, just like that, we are done with this assembly. Now it's time to start working on this paint. Last video, we went over kind of the how-to and the procedure we're doing to correct this paint. So this time, we're not going to do that. We're just going to kind of show you the transformation. Here's what the paint looks like now. It's far from perfect, but you got to admit, the difference in what we had to what we got now is so crazy. So I'll show some of the defects rather. We've got some little like C scratches. I don't know if they'll even show up in the sun. Right around here you can see still a little bit of a haze in there. It's not perfect paint. Clear coat's not perfect, but for what we have, this is pretty dang good. And rather annoyingly, I sanded straight through the paint right here. So we're gonna fix that, we're gonna correct it, don't worry. But now the main thing is fixing the door and really right here so we can put the sail panel back on. Car has to be ready and drivable by Thursday so I can take it back down to Austin. So the stuff that's under the panels, we have to get that taken care of obviously very soon. Unfortunately, it is a little too cold to do any painting. We need it to warm up a little bit. It kind of cooled off a little. So for now, we're just going to worry about sanding, polishing, buffing, correcting as much paint as we can. So really, the roof was the last big thing. Next, we got the rear quarter panel, door, then the front, kind of work our way around, eventually get to the hood. Next week, we're going to go painting. But for now, I think we're going to start off right up in here, trying to fix this mess that we got going on. Paint is obviously not perfect. We got some chips going on right here. That's going to be hidden by the panel though. With a little bit of work though, I think we can get this looking good. Well, would you look at that? No more spray paint along that paint. That paint looks so much better than it did. I'm super pleased with that. So now we're moving on to the door. You can see the difference here between the nice gloss spray paint, and there's a whole bunch of scratching and stuff and overspray all along. So we're gonna wet sand the whole door, then we're going to go ahead, compound polish, see what we can get, and then if we have time today, we're gonna move on to the front fender. We got a whole bunch of spray paint here that we gotta take care of. That should be a piece of cake. Before any of that, the door, so we're gonna go ahead and try to get it right. Bam, look at that. We did the door. We also turned it to a brand new day. Overall, it's doing what I wanted to do. The door, we had a little bit of an issue. Minor thing, we can fix it. You can see right here, the actual paint is really thin. So as soon as we start getting through that spray paint, we're getting down to kind of some real paint. So I had to kind of cut it short, and we kind of sanded it all the way down on that little edge. I think we can fix that with the paint pen, so I'm not too worried. But the door itself looks pretty dang good. There is some scratches and stuff still in the paint. I talked to the guys at the detail garage and see what we can do about that. I think it's just going to come down to getting kind of more aggressive polishing pad than what we have, or compounding pad rather, and that'll help cut a little deeper. I think that'll solve everything. Next, we are moving on to this quarter panel. You can see all the spray paint all in here. The rest of it's fine except for that scratch, but we can't paint yet. It's too cold still. So we're going to sand down this area and then buff the whole car, compound and polish. Well, would you look at that? I gotta say, I can't be too upset with that. No more spray paint along here where there was. The panel itself does look pretty dang awesome. So we're having the problem pretty much universally along the whole car of little scratches from the sanding. I know we can get them out. I just need some more professional help. So if you're a detailer buddy of mine, you'll probably be getting a call from me soon. With that though, the whole passenger side is pretty much done. That was the worst side. Now we have the driver's side. We're also gonna try to tackle the mirror situation because it's painted. Price.
Hey.
What's up?
What's going on?
Do you want to sand the mirrors?
Oh, I would love to. That's gonna be the most satisfying thing.
Okay, because we had to take this off. Look at this. No spray paint, what it's supposed to look like.
Oh my
and then
God.
some like jackknife did all that.
I've been waiting for this time just for the mirrors. Dude, look how bad they are. Look at that.
It's really,
that's gonna be so satisfying.
Really awful. That's the last thing on the passenger side. Passenger side's done.
Really?
It's done.
That's awesome.
It's not as good as I'd like it. I was just telling them we still have some little scratches that we have to take care of, but we need to talk to the detail garage guys. Or Bryce, or Red Box Restoration, one of them, and see if we can figure out why.
Well, the amount of spray paint that was on it and the amount of scratches.
It looks so much better. I'm having a hard time complaining. I know. I think it's just a more severe compounding pad. But I don't know. Leave a comment down below. Bryce is hard at work in the mirrors, which means it's time for us to tackle this door. You can see there's all this little bit of spray paint here. We're gonna try to get this out with compounding. We might be able to get it, but we got the same thing as the other side. This line of spray paint is really bad. I'll show you. We have to take the mirror off, which means, yeah, it's kind of jank. So first matter of business, clean the door obviously. Probably start with maybe 3,000 this time. Try to get this all sanded down. Well, wet sanding is officially one of my most hated things in the world. This door, man. But it didn't turn out too bad. We got pretty much all the spray paint off right there. We have a few problem child spots right there. That was really bad. There's a few little spots under here though. Overall though, it looks pretty good except for that one little scratch. So now up to the back panel right here. We've got all the spray paint. It goes all the way back in here. You can see the pretty much corrected trunk versus that. So yeah, some work to do. I don't think, knock on wood, knock on wood, I don't think it's gonna be that bad. All I gotta say is sanding is now one of my trigger words, but we're done. We're done sanding, we're done compounding, we're done polishing. All we have to do is wax some stuff, but take a look at that. I mean, come on. Look at the shine. There was spray paint all along the back and all along here, and now just take a look. That is so awesome. I was optimistic but skeptical when doing this because the paint was so bad that if we got any improvement, I was going to be happy with it. We got like a huge transformation going on with this car. It is remarkable. So I can't really be upset with anything, even though it's not perfect. We are going to try to take a few steps to make it more perfect in the future. But for now, I mean, I can't be complaining. We're gonna walk around real quick just so we can kind of see the whole car, well, almost put together. We're still missing the trim. That's next, but so we can see the improvement. I mean, starting with the trunk. The trunk was one of the worst parts of the whole car. Now there's a reflection there. This is coming soon. We're gonna fix these holes. Don't worry. This part, this quarter panel back here, there's spray paint all over. There now isn't. The door, this is one of the worst parts of the car that came out the worst. Got that little line, a little bit of spray still there, but overall very shiny. This panel, you see there was a huge thing of spray paint right here, and that is now
all gone. The hood, we haven't touched the hood just yet. That's coming soon. Not a priority. The hood's pretty good. We are gonna do a little scratch repair right there. This panel, there wasn't much going on with this panel. So compounding, polished, turned out great. This door sucked. I hated doing this door, but it turned out super nice. And probably the best result is this back quarter panel right here. There's a whole bunch of spray paint. Thankfully, it was probably the thinnest spray paint on the car. That being said, that panel took me an hour, probably. This took a long dang time. I can't forget the roof. The roof sucked. It's now doesn't suck as much. And yes, I said roof and not hood this time. I don't know what's going on with my grammar. So now we got to start piecing this thing back together, which is gonna take a while, and waxing it. We got to do that. We're gonna piece it back. The outside, inside is pretty well taken apart too, so I got to piece that out. We got to do this by tomorrow. I got to put transmission fluid. We got a lot to do. We got a lot to do. Well, I got to admit, it doesn't look too terrible. So we put the sail panel and the roof molding back on, and I did go ahead and compound and polish this. We didn't sand it like we need to, but hey, I mean, it looks a lot better compounded and polished. Basically, we're just making shiny dirt. That's all we're doing, but it looks pretty good. Now, passenger side, clean up windows and stuff, and we're done. We still have a whole lot left to do on the Mustang. Don't you worry. It's not going anywhere. The work's going to be endless, but we're in a really good spot right now. We can actually stand to look at the car and I don't know if embarrassed is the right word, but we got a nice engine in there. It's nice that we have a mostly nice exterior too. So what's next? Bumper is coming this coming week. Front and rear, both gonna get repainted. Bumper bracket has to be redone. The canister purge valve is getting replaced. Probably the PCV as well. We're redoing some interior stuff to make it just a little bit better, a little bit cleaner. Door hinge on the driver's door, which is pretty much gone. We have a lot of minor things that are going to make a big difference in just the enjoyability, if that's a word, of this car and just how nice the car is. So we have a whole bunch of little stuff coming on the future Save the Stang episodes. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you guys so much for sticking around. This is a heck of a project. I cannot thank you enough for your support. We are going to get this car right like it should be. If you want to see the next episode of Save the Stang, make sure you subscribe. We also got truck stuff coming real soon, but until then, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope I earned your subscription. Be sure to always keep it classy. I'll catch y'all real soon.